everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini over at GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This past week, I actually had a little mini vacation for myself. I spent a couple days at Cherry Grove on Fire Island with some friends, and thankfully, the weather reports were inaccurate. They were saying rain, and in fact Tuesday was going to be the rainiest day of the entire week. And we were going to get inches and inches of rain, and I said, crap, what am I going to do without being able to go to the beach? That was the whole point. It was going to be a relaxing beach vacation, but it didn't rain, because the meteorologists were as accurate with that weather forecast as they have been for the past week, where they kept saying, oh, the heat wave will end when we have that big storm tonight. There was never a big storm. Well, I mean, eventually there was, but every day they were like, oh, it's going to rain, and it never did, until it did. But I had a great time. Unfortunately, it meant more portable gaming than console gaming, because I wasn't actually at home. So, but I did get a chance to play a good chunk of Earthbound, and I get it. Like, I understand, okay? It's charming, it's quirky, it's weirdly fun, and I get it. It's different, you know? I mean, usually RPGs are, you know, in these fantasy universes with, you know, goblins and orcs and, you know, magic and whatever, and here you have something that's set in mostly the real world. It's the very weird real world. It's got a science fiction bent, but it's fun to play an RPG that's set in a non-fantasy world, because, you know, you don't usually get that. I mean, occasionally you get a science fiction one, but this one is ostensibly, you know, the real world. It's just weird. And it's fun, and I get it. It has a very quirky charm. It's very entertaining. It's very old school, which I'm also enjoying. You know, I do love my RPGs to have the turn-based combat, so that is super fun. Although I will say, oh my god, I was getting really, really frustrated because for a while it seemed like the enemies were always getting critical hits on me, and I was not getting any critical hits on them. Like, for every critical hit I would get on a bunch of enemies, they would get, like, 6 critical hits in on me. And it was, like, super frustrating. And I kind of feel like I should probably do some grinding, because I've hit a couple of points where, like, I'm like, whoa, this is actually really hard, and I kept dying, and I would, like, restart and come back and do it again. But I do love that you can, like, you know, you save your game by calling your dad on a phone and saying, hey Dad, can you save my game? And he's like, sure, and here's some money that I put into your savings account so you can buy stuff and supplies. And you call Mom, and she's just weird. But it's a fun little adventure, and I'm rather enjoying it. Although it is a bit weird, because if you think about it, like, it's just a little boy running around beating up on animals with a baseball bat. And then there was a scene where it was basically a little boy beating up a bunch of policemen with a baseball bat in order to leave town. And when you think about it in that kind of way, you're like, wait, what? Like, this game is so weird, but fun. And obviously, I've been playing some more of those Mii Plaza games, and it's very interesting. I did not think I would like Mii Force, but it's actually kind of fun, and as long as you have enough street passes, you get enough extra people so that you can get hit a few times and you don't die instantly. Although I did discover, I had one where I didn't have a whole lot of street passes, and it ended up being kind of a hard boss fight at the end. So I did actually die, and I had to start, and it was like, do you want to start over? And I'm like, well, do I have to, like, spend play coins to get more people? But no, it turns out if you fail a mission in Mii Force, you actually get to start over at the very beginning of that mission with the same people that you had street pass. You basically just do it over again. You just get another go, which is awesome, because then I knew what to expect, and I was able to finish it, no problem. And I'm still really enjoying the Haunted House one, I think, the most, just because of its, like, and I know, I'm sure people are, like, way ahead, like, because I keep finding the stairs but then I want to keep laying down more pieces to get more stuff, like constantly. I'm still intrigued by the flower one, but the flower one seems to be happening at a much slower pace. Like, every time I play it, it's like, okay, and now here's this other thing that you can do. And I'm like, what? Like, how many more aspects to this are there? Like, and it's getting a little complicated. Like, there's a lot that you can do with these flowers and decorating your garden and the seeds and doing missions, and it's all very complicated, but because it's being spread out over, like, you play it in a little bit at a time, and then you have to street pass some people, and then you come back to play more, and it's like, and here's another aspect of the game, and it's like, but wait, this is a lot to deal with. It's too much to take in. But there is a lot to it, it seems, but it seems like they keep adding more to it, so I'm having a hard time deciding whether I like it or not yet. But I am enjoying them, and it was worth the $15 for those. And I'm also happy that there's all these new puzzles, which I am taking a really long time to finish because nobody seems to have any of the pieces that I need. And I seriously, if you don't have a puzzle piece, I want to punch you. Basically, when I get a street pass and I'm like, no new pieces, and I'm like, oh, also, I gave up trying to find a case for my 3DS now that I have the XL, and I decided to just use my Nintendo Club Nintendo points. It was like 200 points, and I got this lovely little, it's reversible, but the blue is better than the silver. Also, the blue has the cute little Mario on it, and it just slides right in, and done. Protected. That's all I need. Also, I wanted to talk about an article I saw online where people were talking about cheating in Animal Crossing and it ruining the game for everyone. There's some kind of a bug where you can duplicate bells and rare items. I don't know how you do it. I don't want to know how to do it because I don't cheat at Animal Crossing like that. It's just not right. And it's apparently like ruining the Animal Crossing economy. But it's not going to ruin my Animal Crossing economy because I don't play with people who do stuff like that because they're horrible cheaters and I don't want to have anything to do with them. I don't cheat at Animal Crossing. Okay, I cheat a little bit. Not anymore, not on the 3DS one, and not on the DS one, but on the console one, I would actually, like when I was playing on the Wii, like if I went away for a few days, you know, like when I went on vacation, I would have come home on Wednesday, and I would have actually set my Wii's clock to be Monday, so that I could play Monday that I had missed because I wasn't home. And then I would reset, and then I would save my game, and then I would set it for Tuesday, and I would play Tuesday. And then I would reset it to be Wednesday at the right time again, and then I would play Wednesday. That way, you know, I wouldn't have missed a day that my flowers would die, or somebody would move away, or, like, something bad would happen. I've never time traveled into the future to try to get extra stuff. I've only ever time traveled back a couple of days to make up for being out of town or something, or away from my console. But, I don't do the cheating. I mean, like, I've said this in my podcast before, like, I don't even like to do too much trading. Like, somebody gave me the final fossil I needed, which, hilariously, like, 3 or 4 days later, I ended up digging up that fossil anyway, so I didn't really need to do that, but I was going for, like, weeks without getting that final fossil I needed to complete my fossil collection, and he's like, oh, here, and I'm like, great, and I'm like, but I feel like that's cheating because I didn't do it for myself. But then I did do it for myself a few days later, like I said, so it evens out, and I don't feel bad at all. But I just don't understand why you would cheat at Animal Crossing. The whole point of Animal Crossing is to play it every single day, for a little bit of time every day, or not every day, you can play it every other day. It's up to you. You play it when you like, and the more you play it, the more stuff you unlock, and the more fun you have. And why would you, like, want to rush through and cheat at Animal Crossing in order to, like, get this huge fortune and a massive house and all these rare items? Like, are you trying to win Animal Crossing? Because you can't win Animal Crossing. I don't get it. Cheaters never prosper, and I don't play with cheaters, so if you cheat, I don't want to play Animal Crossing with you. So, I'm going to go now because I feel like I've rambled on too much, and I will talk at you next week. See you then!